More and more South Africans are starting to experience water outages, and they are learning that being without water is far, far worse than being without electricity. This is the reality we live in terms of a water crisis that faces our country, threatens to become a daily reality for more and more people. We need to educate South Africans about how valuable this commodity is, and the fact that we are receiving so much rainfall does not necessarily mean we have water in our pipes. South Africa is a water-scarce country. We receive uneven levels of rainfall across our country and an overall amount about half the global average. This reality is beyond our control. What it means is that it compounds the human failure that has taken place, threatens security of water across South Africa. Unfortunately, our ANC national government has failed to act to protect our country, and this, as you will see in a moment, has been entirely avoidable if it had not been preoccupied with the looting of our country. Ask the people of the south coast of KwaZulu-Natal, who have been without water for more than 10 years, communities that I will be with this evening. Ask the people of Giyani in Nkomo village that are still waiting for the 6-year delayed Giyani water project. Ask the people of Makana in the Eastern Cape that have not had stable water supply for 11 years. We live in a constitutional democracy that guarantees South Africans both water and electricity, and yet, South Africans, we have been reduced to beggars of our own constitutional rights. For those who have not yet been affected as badly as others, consider what it means to have to buy the water you need for you and your family to be hydrated. Imagine not being able to flush toilets or clean your homes or businesses. Think about the health care of loved ones who get ill because of compromised hygiene, and see the costs of everything go up as agricultural output declines and businesses pass on their increased costs to their consumers. This is the reality we live in terms of a water crisis that faces our country and threatens to become a daily reality for more and more people. But South Africa is a water-scarce country. We receive uneven levels of rainfall across our country and an overall amount about half the global average. This reality is beyond our control. What it means is that it compounds the human failure that has taken place, that threatens the security of water across South Africa. It also means that the margins of error in South Africa are smaller than most countries in the world, and that we have to be efficient in the management of this precious commodity. Unfortunately, our ANC national government has failed to act to protect our country, and this, as you will see in a moment, has been entirely avoidable if it had not been preoccupied with the looting of our country. The problem of our water crisis must be understood in 3 parts of the water value chain. It is our bulk supply, our bulk water reticulation to municipalities, and the management of water in our municipal borders of our country. But from a national bulk supply, Phase 2 of the Lesotho Highlands Water Project, including the Polihali Dam and Transfer Tunnel, is now 7 years overdue and threatens the security of the entire integrated Vaal River system, which feeds the provinces of Gauteng, Mpumalanga, the Northern Cape, and the Free State. The Department of Water and Sanitation's capacity to oversee these projects has been at the heart of the failure, with over 100 senior engineering vacancies in the department, and that speaks to what is now projected to be an 11-year delay until 2029 for the Lesotho Highlands Water Project, and you continue to see it with projects like the Giyani Water Project, a project that my colleague Selo Lediga has been involved in fighting for those communities. The majority of government water schemes, largely used for irrigation and large canal systems, are approaching 100 years old and have exceeded their useful lifespan, requiring urgent rehabilitation. New water infrastructure planning is being held back by the closing of many gauging rainfall stations around the country that are vital to measuring rainfall levels and are necessary to plan the future rollout of our water infrastructure. The failure to expand the capacity of the main arterial pipe reticulation system has resulted in the increasing demands being met with increasing pressure through these pipes. That stopgap measure only serves to decrease the longevity of the water pipe network and increase the amount of bursts and leaks in our pipes that need to be responded to. But it is also the failures of our municipalities, which are well documented and will be spoken to by my colleague Selo Lediga and our Gauteng Premier candidate Funzi Ngobeni. And while it must be said that the widespread failure of the planning around water is at the heart of the problem, our municipalities have become the leaking bucket that can never be filled by any supply of water because of their failure to manage their water pipe network across South Africa. The approach to addressing the looming water crisis requires a coordinated approach to municipal water infrastructure. South Africa's water network will not be able to withstand increasingly serious droughts and dry weather patterns as long as municipalities are losing between 45 and 55% of their water to an increasing number of bursts and pipes in an increasingly aging water infrastructure. Action SA in government following these elections will embark upon a number of measures to address this water crisis. From a national standpoint, before my colleagues speak to the provincial and municipal perspectives, it is necessary to adopt a 6-point plan. The first point is we must address the capacity crisis in the departments in water and sanitation. We need the very best engineers of our country, the very best project managers in our country to be at work in these departments to ensure that projects like the Lesotho Highlands project and projects like Giyani are delivered as quickly as possible so that the people who need that water receive it. We need to have in-house capacity for repair and the expansion of water infrastructure. We need to repair the bursts and leaks, but we also need to see the renewal of the water pipes and the increasing of the diameter and the bore of those pipes so that we can get more water through, decrease the pressure, and ensure the sustainability and longevity of those pipes. We need to identify leaks in our water system, and this requires the use of technology. It also requires capacity in the key departments to ensure that water leaks can be responded to without them continuing for long periods of time as more and more of our water seeps into the ground. We need to increase our water supply through ensuring projects like the Lesotho Highlands project is dealt with as quickly as possible. And we also need to address the maintenance of the dam network across South Africa, where over 93% of our water comes from just 250 dams across our country. And then finally, we need to work to reduce water demand. Until we can get to the stage where the Lesotho Highlands water project is back online, we need to educate South Africans about how valuable this commodity is. And the fact that we are receiving so much rainfall does not necessarily mean we have water in our pipes.
Thank you for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please share and like and subscribe because that's the way you support Kwazemi as a channel, an Afrocentric channel, where we try to understand deeper issues in African history and hopefully develop a collective intelligence on how we wish to build the Africa we want to see as people of Africa. See you in the next one.